Kenya? Why? You know there's a lot of poverty in Kenya. Are you sure you want to do that? I hear there's a lot of crime. My friend got malaria twice from going to Africa. Why are you going to Kenya? That is pretty much the feedback that I get anytime I tell someone I went to Kenya and that I'm going back. Kenya, I got your back. People, it is 2022. It is time to upgrade your knowledge of Africa and stop perpetuating these negative stereotypes. Let me break it down for you. Is there crime in Kenya? Of course. But Americans often visit Central America and the Caribbean. And I want to point out that there are countries and islands in those places with much higher crime rates than Kenya. So please get a grip. Maybe it's because I grew up in Lebanon where this is commonplace, or where we needed to get creative when transporting goods. Is there poverty in Kenya? Yes. But Kenya has made great strides, and hopefully the new government will continue addressing food security, healthcare, housing, and job creation. Did you know that pre-COVID, Kenya was enjoying an average annual 10-year GDP growth rate of 5.9%? That's impressive. Now that the pandemic is over, it is already back on track and is East Africa's largest economy. Now don't get me wrong, there is still plenty of work to be done, but most of us are operating under outdated information about the region, and many privileged Americans feel they have the luxury of not caring to learn more. Their loss is my gain. So here are my top 5 reasons why I fell in love with Kenya. Number 1, the Kenyan people. I can't begin to tell you how welcomed I felt during my last visit to Kenya. I've traveled quite a bit over the years, and it is not an exaggeration to state that Kenyans were by far the friendliest and most welcoming. They were always ready to engage me in conversation. If you can't tell by now, I'm a talker. If you dive into my comments on YouTube, they are littered with Karibu Kenya, and many have asked me to come back soon. So naturally, I am obligated to take you up on your request, so be on the lookout for more Kenya content. And also be sure to watch the King David video where you will learn a bit about grace and passion displayed by a Kenyan villager. Number 2, the Kenyan culture. Thank God for the remaining Native American culture in the United States. I can't begin to tell you how disappointed I am by the fact that it's been difficult for Native Americans to maintain their cultural heritage in the US. I have really had it with the US. Sorry, I digress. I am drawn to unique cultural experiences. Living and learning about others is what it is all about for me. Seeing the Maasai people in person exceeded my expectations. I couldn't help but visit art shop after art shop and was in awe by the great art pieces designed by local self-taught artists. I was particularly impressed by the wood carvings. I brought back a few pieces of artwork with me to the US in an attempt to have a piece of Kenya with me, but I want to experience more of it versus needing to collect artifacts to remind me of my visit to Kenya. Number 3, Kenyan coastal living. It should be clear in my videos that I am all about coastal living because it offers the items that resonate with me. Makuti roof architecture, outdoor and natural living, and beautiful beaches. I can't think of a more perfect place than Diani Beach. It has it all. If I can live under a Makuti roof featuring outdoor living spaces that is within walking distance from the beach, my life would be complete. Take a look at the last Diani Beach place that I stayed in. It's called Bayana House, and you can find it on Airbnb. If this doesn't say peaceful living, I don't know what does. Number 4, quality of life. I am fortunate to be able to work for an American company and spend some time in Kenya. What I love about Kenya is the quality of life that I can have there. First of all, the cost of living is affordable for me. I can dine out at fun Kenyan spots and take in awe-inspiring activities at a fraction of the cost when compared to back in America. Of course, the closest I'll ever come to a wild animal in the US is at a zoo. It's just not the same thing. Why would I not take advantage of this quality of life at a fraction of the cost? However, what What really works for me is the slower pace of things. I heard Kenyans say pole pole all the time. Now I say it to my American friends. If you know anything about New York City, it is fast-paced and can be draining. Number 4 1/4, the weather. Number 4 1/2, the Kenyan coffee. Number 4 3/4, the tuk-tuk rides. Number 4 3/4 again, the food. Number 5, the Obama connection. This might be frivolous to most, but President Barack Obama is the best president of my lifetime. I respect his body of work and his Kenyan connection. I love the Kenyans' national parks and the work they are doing to ensure that they are protected. I was particularly pleased with the spotlight that Obama brought to the Tsavo National Park in the Netflix series on national parks. There are many great recorded works on Kenyan national parks, but I was pleased that Obama chimed in, using his high profile to continue to push awareness that they need to be protected. Can you imagine a world without national wildlife parks? I can't either. I mean, where else would I have been able to record my pre-safari WIMP videos? If you haven't seen part 1 and part 2 of those, please go check them out. So those are my 5 top reasons, but it is impossible to tell you all the reasons why I fell in love with Kenya. And if you visit, you will too.